guys, hi people, welcome to another episode of What Matters Matters. Thank you guys for always sticking in. The old subscribers, thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for the love. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you are new here, you are welcome. And I'm very sure you're going to enjoy each and every moment here because we'll be giving you latest trends around the world. So today we're going to be talking about, you guys know about Kim Porter's book that was just uploaded on Amazon, and then everybody have something to say about it. So now let's watch this video, guys.
Listen, I don't know how true this book is, but the stuff that I read, first of all, I believe it. All right, like this stuff is so wild, but it's so detailed. I mean, they are name dropping people. This shit is crazy as hell, and I can only imagine like what else took place. Like this is only the surface of how far this stuff is or how deep this stuff is. Like, y'all gotta go read this book. Like I said, I don't know how true it is, but honestly, I believe it, and it's wild as fuck. Okay. And honestly, I'm starting to believe that Carisha seen and know a little bit more than what she talking about. Now, granted, she may not want to be in it, and granted, she may not have personally experienced it, but I know for a fact she done sat around that table and she done heard some things and she done saw some things. And I just can't even fucking believe it, y'all. Like, you gotta go. It's a post on Facebook that has some of the pages, and I mean, just read a few of the pages and it's going to blow your mind. Like, this shit really finna hit the fan. And he taking a whole lot of people with him.
As we have seen in the video, this lady was saying that everything in that book was not real. What do you guys have to say about it? Because some people have been coming out saying that what was written in that book was not real, that she was not the one that wrote the book, and there were so many stories that were not rhyming, or there were so many stories that were not even matching up with what was happening in real life and what was in the book. Like, you guys that have read the book, what do you guys think about it? What do you see? Do you think the book is not actually real, or there were so many things in that book that were true, or you think that he was right or it was not wrong? Okay, so now I want us to watch this next video too, where this woman was also saying that that book was not written by Kim Porter, it was written by a white man. What do you guys have to say about this? Because people are trying to like know the issue of Kim Porter's thing. You know how she's related to Diddy and everything. People are trying to like know the real issue and understand that was she the one that actually wrote that book because of like everything that has been happening. But now people are coming out and still saying that that book was not actually written by her because the things that were said in that book did not actually really happen. Now let's watch this video where this man was explaining that that book was written by a white person and so many other things. Let's watch it.
There's something very sinister to me about this Kim Porter book, which wasn't written by Kim Porter. It was written by a white man who has no affiliation to Kim Porter, who is alleging that documents of her diary and a flash drive were given to him by close friends of Kim Porter. I don't know. It feels very sinister to me. Now, whether or not the contents of said book is accurate, I do not know that. But what I do know is that this feels wrong. It feels as though you are capitalizing, a white man is capitalizing on the death of a black woman. And like I said, I don't know whether the contents of the book is accurate, true, factual. I don't know that. But what I do know as a black woman, I do not like the fact that this book has come out at a time where it feels as though the author knew exactly what he was doing it by releasing it just after Diddy was arrested. And I know he said, oh, it's because I now feel safe to do so. BS. You've capitalized on the fact that people are hungry for information. And as we're awaiting the trial, people want to know the ins and outs. And you capitalized on the death of an innocent black woman and have profited off of the back of it. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It feels wrong to me. So, there's that.
Now, we've watched the video and we heard when she even mentioned that she does not know if what's in the book is real, but she knows that a white man is trying to be against a black man or trying to do something. A white man is trying to be the black, But she said that a white man is trying to capitalize against a black woman. I mean, against Kim Porter or something. That's what she said. But she does not know if the book is actually real. So what do we think about it? Do you support her where she said a white man is actually capitalizing against a black woman? Is that what you guys think about the issue too, or the whole thing about Kim Porter's book? Now let's watch more videos on people talking about the book Kim Porter, whether it is real or not. Let's watch it.
So it looks like everybody and their mama are returning this book, Kim's Lost Words, especially after Albie Shore came out and said it is calculated fiction. So after the Daily Mail came out with this exclusive Kim's Lost Words, they also said in their article that they were not able to confirm or verify that this was actually Kim Porter's last words. Albie Shore even came out earlier today in 3 parts alleging that he believes that the perpetrator, aka Diddy, was behind a lot of things, including her death, him getting very, very sick and being put in a coma, and many others. So on my YouTube, I posted about this story and someone said this in the comments. I can't confirm or deny, but you guys let me know and confirm in the comment. You can pause the video to read her full comment, but basically Amazon is saying you don't need to return the book and you can take your money back. Apparently there's an overwhelming people that are returning it. Are you one of them?
Kim Porter's tell-all book has been released on Amazon. And y'all, I just got finished listening to a few live reading clips of it. And y'all, I am shaking my head. Just hearing some of the things that Kim said Diddy did to her was really kind of, I can't even say it's shocking, but it was kind of mind-blowing to me. Like, that was just some crazy stuff. And I'm just glad that even though she is gone, that somebody listened to her and was able to let her voice still be heard, even though she's passed on. And honestly, y'all, I really hope that with all this stuff that's coming out about Diddy, that we really find out what really happened to her. Or was it just pneumonia like they said it was, or was it something deeper than that? I really hope that they even go back and look into that, because that's just crazy. Especially now knowing some of the things that she went through when she was married to him. Like, what? Y'all, this insane. I'm definitely going to purchase the book myself. I was listening to a creator here on TikTok that was doing some live reading snippets of the book. She didn't really go into, full detail, but she did read some little snippets from the book. So I'm definitely going to purchase the book myself. And once I do, I'm definitely going to let you guys know how it is.
So now we've watched the video, and you guys should just like tell me your opinions in the comment section. What do you guys think about everything, about the whole situation? And also, as there are some people that do not even believe that this book is real, some people believe it. This next video we're about to watch, a woman explaining that she was really shocked about what Diddy did to her that was written in the book. This means that she literally feels like this book was actually like written by Kim Porter because of everything that was written about how did he treated her or whatever. Or do you guys think that this book is actually like explain the true story but removed some part of it, or they added some other things to it? That's why people are believing that it is not real. But now let's watch this next video on how this man was explaining how she felt when she read the book.
Kim Porter didn't write that book or any journal entries in that book. People are still going back and forth. How did you know? So I'm going to explain to you how I figured it out. And then you guys can let me know how you didn't know. So I'll break it down step by step, and you might want to put this on 2x speed because I'm going to be talking for a while. I followed Kim Porter on social media for years before she passed away. I am somebody that pays attention to detail, especially if I'm following you or tuned into your content. I know the way that she typed, the little things that she said, and the way she spoke about things. So when I saw the excerpts, I was instantly like, that doesn't sound like the same person. But again, it was sold as journal entries, so I took it with a pinch of salt. Then I saw the book cover. The book cover, I was very sure that that is not a book cover that would come from Kim Porter. I am somebody who has published books on Amazon myself, so I know the difference between using the Amazon features to create a book cover and hiring somebody to create you a book cover and then importing it. I knew that the person who did this just did it all on Amazon. Kim Porter's book, Kim Porter's friends, anybody attached to her, would not have somebody just create that cover off Amazon. There was no blurb on that book. The bio for the book on the Amazon page is 3 words. It says, Diddy's Achilles heel, I think it said at the time that I last saw it, which essentially means Diddy's downfall. Kim Porter's bio would say much more than that. That raised my suspicion, so I decided I was going to look into who wrote this book. I saw loads of news articles, and I'm so disappointed in all of the people who ran with this. The fact that it was trending all over these news articles do better freaking research. This is a black woman's story that deserves to be told with integrity, and it has not been. The book was authored by Jamal Millwood. Jamal Millwood is the name that people who believe that Tupac is still alive living in New Zealand believe that he's living under. So it takes a certain type of person who believes that to be the person to use this title in the book. So that already gave me an idea of the type of person I'm looking for. Then I read the news articles, and they said that the person who published the book is a man by the name of Chris Todd, who decided that he didn't want to go by the pseudonym anymore and he was going to come out in his real name. The joke is Chris Todd is also not his real name. It is still a pseudonym. The article said that Chris Todd is an LA producer, so I decided to look up LA producer Chris Todd. When I looked it up, I wasn't really finding much, so I decided to drop the producer and look up LA Chris Todd. When I was looking that up, 1 or 2 pages into a Google search, what did I find? I saw a guy called Chris Todd, who was an investigator from LA, who claimed to have cracked the case of O.J. Simpson and wrote a book about it. So although he had a different job title, it sounded like the same type of person. So I decided to look into it. When I looked into it and read the article, 1, that's the first place I saw pictures of Chris Todd. 2, that is where I was able to see in the article that he said that he works on high-profile cases such as Natalie Wood, John Benet Ramsey, the Zodiac Killer, Aaron Hernandez, and Biggie Smalls. The Biggie Smalls stood out to me the most because I then realized, okay, you have an interest in hip-hop. Then I looked up the OJ book that he wrote because I thought maybe there'd be some similarities between the books, and I was right. The book cover for the OJ book and the book cover for the Kim book, I'm trying to put all of this on the screen, the book covers look very similar to me. The way that he wrote the titles, the fonts that he uses, the way that he does the subtitle, even his little ellipsis after he puts his subtitle, it's just very much the same person created both of these book covers. So I knew it was the same Chris Todd I was working with, although the article said that he had different job titles. And also in the article of him being an investigator, he said that he used to want to be a producer so bad, but essentially it didn't work out for him. Or I'm using my own words, but I'm going to put it on the screen. Although in the latest article, he is now a producer and has been a well-known producer, which already showed me he is not really honest or stable in the way that he tells his story. It's very choppy. So now I recognize that it's the same Chris Todd. I decided to go and look him up, and I did some more research. There was Reddit threads about him. There's a lot of YouTube videos about him because he claims to be an investigator, producer, writer, actor, a lot of different things. And as I was looking all of these things up, I'm seeing people's comments, I'm seeing people who've bought his books and who are saying that essentially his books don't really seem credible. I even started to see then the pattern where there were books that he's written before, and the way that he wrote them, he's always claiming to have photographic evidence or video evidence that was given to him by a family member or a friend that he never is able to show to anybody, but he always makes these claims. So this is where I'm seeing the pattern of behavior that's showing up with Kim's book. I then sat and watched a 40-minute interview of him. So I'd already done some research. I then watched little clips of interviews of him. Then I sat and watched one 40-minute interview all the way through to really pay attention to, does he keep up with his stories? Does he tell the truth? Are there any little signs in here that I can use for more research? And there were signs in there. 1, he didn't tell the truth. His stories didn't stay consistent. He oversold himself in the beginning. It was chopped and screwed. He started off saying that he has all of these Emmys, etc. In the end, he was just somebody who was popular because he had newspaper articles written about him and he'd been on some YouTube channels. In the interview, he shared information about himself. One of the things that he shared was him having restraining orders against him for making a prank on producers, and he didn't prank them. He was threatening them. He was sending them emails. He was sending them voicemails. He was making threats to them. He was telling them that he had gangs. Again, I'm putting it all on the screen. He was telling them that he had gangs and different people that were going to come and do things to them if they went ahead and produced the shows that they were producing, because he claims that he has the rights to all of these things. He does not have the rights to any of these things. He believes these things to be true. They are not true. I said in the first video, if anybody knows the Risa Tisa story in Legion, right? So many people clowned her and was like, how did you fall for that? And hundreds of people have just bought this book and then are still turning around saying, well, I still believe that it's the truth. By him mentioning Aaron Hernandez, that's how I was able to find out who he really is, because him mentioning Aaron Hernandez, I just was able to go back to Google and say restraining order Aaron Hernandez, LA producer, and that's how I found Todd Guz is the real name that he goes by beforehand. And even still, we don't know if any of it is real, but we do know that Todd Guz is a name that they put a lawsuit against, so that's the name that he must have had identification for at that time. This man is known for doing this. There's patterns of behavior here. The other books that he has written is the exact same formula. He's been doing this for such a long time with so many cases. He turns around and is disrespectful about the family members of people from cases that he claims to have investigated. He goes on podcasts and people give him a mic so that he can sit and he can speak these damaging things. He's written this horrible, disgusting, horrific book that people have spent their money on, and he has been able to swindle so many of you because you so badly want to hear the tea that you are ignoring your intuition and your discernment. Don't trust me because I said it. Go and do the research based on the information that I've given you, and you decide for yourself. And if you decide at the end of it that you still believe that Kim Porter's friends gave him a USB and that he published this book in good faith and that this was written from her journal entries, be my guest. But I said what I said.
Okay, now we've watched that video and like seen how everything was played. I mean, this case like has been going around. People are trying to know exactly what it is. Some people are even tired of seeing it in their timeline or seeing it trending and all those things because they really want to know the truth of what happened. According to a woman that posted a video online when she said in the book it was written that P Diddy and Kim started dating at the age of 20, but like in explanation or whatever happened, like everybody knew that they started dating when she was 23 years old. So she's saying that book is actually fake. Like it is not real. That Kim Potter was not the one that wrote that book because when they started dating, she was 23, but in the book, she was 20 years old.
So I did just get done reading the book, and my mind was like,
So now we've watched that video. I want you guys to just like tell me how you feel about this whole situation. What's the problem? What's the issue? What's the thing? Like, do you think the book is real? Do you think Kim was actually the one that wrote the book, or it was written by somebody else? Because people that have read the book said there were so many things that were not right that was written in the book, and so many misconceptions, so many things that did not happen, or so many things that happened was written in the book. But if you've read the book, tell us how you feel about it. Do you think that Kim Potter's book was actually written by her, and everything that happened was explained there, or it was written by somebody else? Drop it in the comments section. And guys, do not forget, this channel does not support violence at all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also drop a comment. See you guys in the next episode. Bye.